by 1023 Sportswear and Southwest Paintball in Bayfield, Colorado. And even though it still feels like January, it is springtime almost, and they are open. So go say hi to John and the boys. I got Eric from AC Greenville with me, and maybe some others tonight. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully
What's
others
going on,
join.
man?
Yeah, it's just a beautiful, almost summer day here in the middle of Mexico. Work's got me out of the country as normal.
Better summer than, dude, it snowed in Asheville last night.
It's like,
So
I think, about 80 degrees here, so it's pretty warm.
I'll switch with you. Next Mexico trip, you just let me know. I'll go in your place.
Yeah, 2 weeks it'll be Canada, so they're still covered in snow.
That's the like ice bath and sauna treatment, except weeks apart.
Right, right, right.
Well, we are going to talk about the super secret 101 local only event we did in Greenville. But first, you've been on a Gavin's before, Order 66. Great
Yep.
podcast. If you
Shout out,
haven't
Gavin.
seen it, you should. Yeah, man. But tell us how you found paintball.
I'm gonna appreciate it. So I got into it with my dad years and years ago. I think I was early middle school around there, and he came home one day with his friends talking about paintball and wanting to play. And we started with the Blade trilogy, the green see-through gun that took the CO2 cartridge. So we played with that, and
Yes.
I really think it was basically the first time playing with that, we were pretty much hooked. And then, like everyone else, we basically advanced up in our guns pretty quick from the pump gun to a Tipman. I had a Tipman at one point. Then we had the autocockers. I had the Trilogy Pro, I believe. They had like the little 3 or 4 series of autocockers back then.
Mm-hmm.
And then got into the Smart Parts Ion, modified the hell out of that thing. I think the only thing left that was stock was the screws. Everything else was aftermarket.
That gun was
But
so genius because it was a workhorse, but you could do so much shit to it.
I had the Dynasty body kit, the Virtue board. I think the drop forward was like 18 inches. No, I think it was like 6-inch drop forward. It was still huge. It was huge. But yeah,
Man,
so we got into it there, and then we really just played around the house doing some woods ball stuff. And then my dad got into PB Junkie, and that's really what kind of opened the doors, was him getting on the forums of PB Junkie and becoming more active. And then that's where he got into the scenario paintball, and we started going to some of these scenario events all throughout the Southeast, and they were a blast. I mean, there was 400 or 500 people at these events, and some of them were at really cool locations. Like one or two of them we did at military training facilities, like the full-fledged city built out in the woods just for the military to
dude,
train, and they allowed us to come play paintball on it. But you had to shoot
that
gray
must have
paint.
been dope. Gray paint.
Yeah, gray paint, because it was gray buildings. They did not want
Okay,
yellow and
so it
pink. And
blended in.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, so he got me hooked on that pretty early, and I did that with him pretty much most of my high school. Doing that on and off. Probably 2 or 3 of these events a year, maybe more. He could afford it. I was, a young kid, so I was still on dad's money, whatever he could afford for me to play. But we did that for a while, and then I got a little bit into speedball and played some speedball stuff right before I ended up getting out of it at the end of my high school. I think I was around like a junior or a senior at the time. And I think it was Upstate Army Camo or something. It was Ken's team.
Yeah, Ken Barrett,
Yeah, yeah.
Gridlock
I played.
Trauma, XSF, Dark Carnival. That Ken
Yeah,
Barrett.
I didn't touch any of the big league stuff. I only dabbled in the D6 amateur stuff. Yeah, I did one little tournament with them, and then I really enjoyed it. But I was just facing the challenges of every high school student who's graduating, which is girls, cars, money, and partying. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of felt like those were more important than paintball. So I slowly drifted away from paintball for, geez, probably at least like almost 15 years. I mean, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
touch it from my late teens till I just got back into it in my mid 30s. Quite a while, but my dad stayed with it the whole time up until he passed in 2016. So he stayed pretty active in the community, pretty much on PP Junkie. And Milkshake was his paintball name. It was
Mm-hmm.
the weirdest thing. had this like cow themed name and ordeal. Everything was cow themed, and it all came from like he went to one scenario event and wore a cow outfit, and then from there ever he was milkshake. So
Yeah.
super interesting.
That's awesome. See, one decision can affect the rest of your life, boys and girls.
How you get it? That's how you get a nickname, and it sticks with you. Yeah, even today, I meet people and I tell them who I am. Like I was talking with Tyler that runs the C3XL, and he ended up playing
Hmm.
with my dad previously. So when I was talking with him, it was just so interesting to to be able to bring up my dad's name. And he's like, "Yep, that's exactly who I used to play with. We played many scenario events before, so he was out there."
Nice. And did your dad start Carolina Riot, the scenario team?
No, he did not. He did not start it, but he was a big part of it. I think it was Jeff Shrubble or something like that. Shrub, I can't remember his last name, but he was the one I believe started it, and then my dad participated in it and got me involved. He pretty much carried the team for a while, being the most one of the most active members, up until I think they basically just kind of all grew apart.
Yeah, yeah, because we had a Carnage player that came from Carolina Riot at one point.
Yeah,
So what's the most memorable trip from that time with your dad rolling around and doing these crazy scenarios?
we went to this one field in Tennessee, and the event was called Bear Claw, but like I can't remember the name of the field. But one of the guys that used to play with us actually, like years later, came out on Moonshiners and was one of the guys on Moonshiners who was running Moonshine. And then I was like, wait, that
That's
guy looks
awesome.
familiar. And it was like, oh yeah, he was at these events giving us moonshine and providing us moonshine. And so I just remember camping and doing all the camping. And, my dad let me try some moonshine at like 18 years old and being like, this is good. But yeah, I think out of the paintball and the scenario events, there was a lot of fun. There was a lot of big epic battles where you got 200 people shooting at one target and people are trying to flip a sign or something like that. That was all good, but honestly, the most fun was the hangouts afterwards. The drinking the beers, the eating the food, the just shooting the shit and camping and just being
Hmm.
together and just hanging out with the boys. I think that's what I really enjoyed was that exposure at a young age of getting to kind of socialize and hang out with people.
Nice. Yeah, that's kind of a common theme, right? It's
Yeah, yeah.
like the activity is fun, right? But what makes it special is the people around you and the people you meet.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So what dad passed away, I know but that sucks. Sorry.
Yeah.
What brought you back into paintball?
So one of my friends, Juju, he's yet to come back out and play with us again, but he got on my ass in 2023 because he started picking up a gun and playing and kind of and pushed me around. He was like, "Hey man, you should come play paintball again. I know you still have all that stuff." And I was like, "Yeah, maybe if I have time." And then that kind of died around for about a year. And then 2024, he started pushing me again in the summer and was like, "Man, I'm going out with Red Fox. You should join me." And I was like, maybe. And finally, towards the end of 2024, I think it was like November, December, he had asked me again. And then he was like, let me guess, he's going to tell me no. And I was like, you know what? I could easily, but fuck it. Sure. I'll go play. So we decided to go to PDC actually. And we showed up on a Saturday and we were the only two there at that time in the morning. So I think there was like a rental party for a birthday or something set up. So we just went in the woods and did a little one on one. And honestly, I killed him the first match. The first point I got a kill on him and it was like that feeling of, oh, this is what I was missing in life. So it really just resonated with me that it was a good hobby for me mentally, physically, and even emotionally. I mean, it allowed me to reconnect with my dad on another level, allowed me to
Hmm.
process some of the grief that I, never really processed. So basically, January 2025, I jumped back in, started showing up at PDC every weekend, and then finally ran into Mike Morales in the group. See Greenville, talked with them, sounded super interesting. So I decided to join up with them. And then I went full fledged into it in 2025. I think I did like 10 or 12 tournaments in
Hmm.
2025, some of those being NXL. I just said, screw it, I'm all in.
Nice. So, I mean, you went from like kicking around with the scenario crowd to the tournament crowd. What are there differences, or is it all just made up
Yeah.
beef?
No, I think there's some differences for sure because the scenario crowd, while everyone still loves to win, I don't think anyone goes to the scenario events like I'm taking home gold. Like I'm coming in first. Like I went recently to the red versus blue at Palmetto in the snow, which was a cool event. I really enjoyed it. But not once was I like, man, we're losing points. Like, dang, the red team's not doing so good. Blue team's got us or this and that. It was just more
Hmm.
of fun and emotion as to where in the competitive speedball tournaments, every point matters. And like when you step on that field, the first point, you've got this mindset of I'm not losing. I'm taking home the gold. So every point is critical. So I think it just changes the level of the competition. And that's really what changes between them. The scenario guys are, in my opinion, just looking for more of a fun time, hang out with the boys, shoot some guns, shoot some people, have a few beers, eat well. As to where the competitive side, it could be 4 o'clock in the finals, and you could go up to the finalists and say, "Did you eat lunch?" And they probably go, "No." I've been just amped up, running around, trying to pack pods, keep my shit clean, and getting ready for the next match. So it's just such a high speed, it's like very high speed. It's just way different than what you really see at the scenarios, which is a lot more relaxed.
So it would have been like real easy to like just go back into scenarios and
Yeah, I think so.
so
I think that would have probably been the easier transition. But I am an engineer by trade, so I spent the last 15 years not in paintball, educating myself, getting a degree, getting a good career. And what that did was it strived me to be the best. So even at my work, I always want to succeed and be the number one. So getting back into paintball and then seeing the competitive side of it, that's really what sparked my interest was being
okay.
able to compete with people and being able to go head to head with the better players and try to, beat them. I really like the competitive side of it. That's what
Hmm.
drives me a lot.
So that's what hooked you this time around was
Yeah.
the competitive and striving to be one of the best or the best.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I enjoy it, especially while I'm physically able to.
What are you, like 32? Come on, bro.
36,
You got
36.
plenty
So
of time.
yeah, yeah. But what is it in
Look,
the
when I
NXL?
quit
Like when you
play,
hit
that's when you
40,
got to worry.
yeah. But I think it's the NXL when you hit 40, you're in like the superior old man league or some shit like that. Like,
Yeah, no, it's great. I can't wait to play my first over 40 event. We got Andy. He's going to pop in, but we're going to keep going
all
with
right,
the
Oh,
questions here in a little bit.
what's up, fellas?
what's up, Andy?
Taylor.
Andy? Okay. um, so now that you're here, you're just going to have to hold tight.
That's fine.
We're in the middle of something. um, so how many events last year, Eric?
Let's see. I did 6 of the C3 XLs. Um, and then I did, I think 2 events at the NXL, and I think I'm missing like 1 or 2 more. I'd have to pull up PB leagues, but it was
Okay,
around 8, 9 or 10, somewhere in that range. It was
gotcha.
quite a bit.
So C3XL, which is 3-man X ball for those that don't know.
Yes,
Then you went and played D4
with
X ball.
a D5 X fall with the leftovers. I just tried that
Okay.
out in Ohio, which was a really cool experience. I'll definitely recommend it to anyone who doesn't have a team or isn't affiliated with a group and they're just looking to, try it. It's a
Hmm.
super cool way to try it. I highly encourage anyone to do that. Then we got
And
to
then
do a 10.
you,
We did a 10 man at cup. So the 10 man at cup was a
yep.
blast.
Who'd you do it with?
Hydro. We went with the
Hydra.
Hydro team. Yeah, it's
Okay.
really such a deal. You can't beat it. I mean, it's $250 all in.
Where's your ball?
I
You
mean,
get your
that's
balls?
paint,
Where's your balls?
that's jersey, that's entry, that's everything. You just show up and shoot your gun,
Where's your
and
ball?
they do everything else.
Nice. So what was your favorite event of the year?
Oh yeah, we did the C5 XL. That was the one I was thinking about. I
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
remember. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I think I like the C5 XL. So that was at the end of the year. It was a event that was a one-off after the C3XL finals, and it was 5-man, but basically their C3XL 5-man. And for that event, we got to collaborate with AC Greenville and Legendary Weapons, and that was a lot of fun. So it was really good to get to play with those guys because we'd always played against them. And then we ended up taking second in the event, and we lost in overtime in the final point with a tied score. So you can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, not too shabby. And you went up from D6 to D5
And now I'm in D4.
through the season, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you pulled a little double duty. Are you still doing the Greg thing?
No, we did that for 3 months. That was super cool too. So yeah, I did the how to play paintball with Greg and did the online coaching, and it really helped me as an individual player, mainly because like I can go to the field and there's a lot of players around me that have the experience and the knowledge, but they just don't have the time or maybe the patience to go through some of this with somebody. So I've had several players tell me, well, I could have helped you do this, I could have helped you do that. I was like, yeah, but this person like obligated the time. So that was what was nice, was being able to communicate with him, and he responded pretty well. I mean, most of the time within like an hour or two. And then he helped me figure out to get a camera, mount a camera on my head, and then just start filming freaking everything. And the first time I sent him footage, I only sent him the good footage, and he was like, "That's cool, but I don't believe you. You shot 3 people every point." He's like, "How about that bad footage?" And then evaluating all the bad footage is really what helped me. And that's
Mhm.
what was the biggest takeaway from working with Greg, was going back and watching your footage and seeing what you actually did versus what your brain told you did. Because so many
Mhm.
times you come off the field thinking this is what happened, but in reality, something completely different.
So you film all the time now. Do you watch
Yeah,
all of it?
I try to. I
Okay.
definitely try to go back and rewatch it. A lot of the times I find myself making mistakes or not communicating. Even the C5XL probably isn't the truth, but I feel like the whole reason we lost was on me, because when I go back and watch the film, I can see at one point I'm struggling to get a pod out of my pack. So I look
Mhm.
away. And at the same point, someone made a move that broke the whole game open, and we lost the point. So it's going back and identifying these little situations, and then sitting on them for a little while and processing them.
Yeah. Nice. Well, since Andy is here, will divert to the super secret one-on-one tournament or Mises style thing we threw. So to give credit where credit was due, I think Tony Tran's at fault for this happening because he put it in my ear. And then ChatGPT, I was messing around with some logos, and I was like, do a Planet Paintball podcast 1v1 championship logo. And it spit out something fun, and then I had to do the Andy's Taco Shop logo for 1v1.
Financing available.
Financing available with this pickle jar. You got your pickle jar with you tonight?
I'm working on it. My kids don't eat pickles anymore, so it's a slow process now.
Bring it out to the field. Everyone can contribute. If you want to play today, you have to eat a pickle.
It's funny. I normally try to bring a jar of pickles now to the events, just because they help with cramps. Because
I always did that too. And if it wasn't a pickle, it was like some kind of pickled okra, something like that. It helps a lot.
But you know what this motherfucker did to us, Eric, on Relapse? So back in the heyday when we were like functioning like a real team instead of the degenerates we are, all right, we had water bottles.
Hold on. Do I need a lawyer before you continue?
No lawyers in podcast
No
land.
lawyers involved. I don't like where this is going anyways.
So we had like legitimate like Gatorade bottles that a sports team would have. Well, Andy filled up one with just straight pickle juice and didn't tell anyone about it.
No, I did. I don't know which one.
I didn't hear that
And
part.
I don't know how many people heard me, so I liked it. Most of the other guys didn't seem to like it.
It was fine once you realized it had pickle juice in it.
When you pull that Gatorade thing up and you expecting, some Arctic Blue or Frost or whatever it is, and you get hit in the mouth with pickle juice, you're like, oh, it's not it.
Like,
No,
I'd imagine that would throw the taste bud off bad.
feel free to take that one over to AC Greenville and see how they respond to it.
Oh yeah, that'd be a
Well,
good
you
one.
can also just take a water bottle and put vodka in it, you know?
Yeah,
Damn, that's
that might have
brutal.
gone over a
I
little
actually
Not
I
the
like
s
differently
my
with
teammates.
relapse. Yeah, relapse. It's a love-hate thing.
I see that. I see that.
But yeah, so of course, I made the logos and then I had to send them to Andy. And Andy, I think at this point, when it comes to paintball events, he's my if you do it, I'll do it, buddy.
Right. Yeah.
So, we kicked it around. We picked a date. We picked last weekend on purpose because it was the NXL like scrimmage weekend, right? And as fun
Yeah.
as it
Yeah.
is to like put up the thing, like none of us were going to the NXL and playing at least. So it seemed like the perfect time to do a little fun test event.
Yeah, no, it was a great weekend because it was right before the C3XL layout's going to drop, which is a lot of the local guys, and then the following is the AXL. So yeah, it was a perfect opportunity.
Yeah. And we want to keep it like we had no clue what we were doing.
This is
Couldn't have
where
told.
we're at.
It looked professional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it ran pretty well.
It did
I
run
mean,
decent.
for running it off your phone, just trying something, like it went all right. So I think the
It's
next one will bring out the computer, right?
it's
Yeah.
so hard though to look at a calendar and be like, all right, well, NXL's this weekend, but then the layout's this weekend. Then you got C3XL, then you got AXL, then you got the people that go to Georgia. So it's like, holy shit,
Yeah.
which one are we
EGXL.
doing? Yeah. Then it's
Yeah.
layout. Well, the event's this day, but the layout's this weekend. So
So they just like stack on top of each other, like especially because, and you just mentioned it there, you're going to put out the C3XL layout this week, right? Practice
Yeah.
it, go play that. And then you'll turn around and have to throw out the AXL layout, right? So gonna practice that one. That's only a 1 week, or is it 2 weeks?
2 weeks on the
It's
AXL.
2 weeks. But nonetheless, like everyone else who's playing it's gonna be on it for 2 weeks, so you need to be on it, at least 3 days, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's some competition in the AXL. It definitely felt like a higher caliber of players from what we had played with the C3XL. The
Mm-hmm.
coaching was much more. The teams were well more organized. Shout out Beach Bandits and the Coup. Those guys, they had their shit together, and it
Mm-hmm.
showed. They did really well.
Yeah. Well, it's also like it's a step up, right? From 3-man to X ball is like, even if you're playing 3-man X ball, I think normal X ball is harder than 3-man X ball. Logistically, pit crew wise, the whole 9 yard.
Yeah, we struggled in our first AXL because we didn't have pit hunter, so we ended up
Mm-hmm.
having to bench a player every game, and he was the designated pit help for that match. That was the
Yeah.
only way we could come up with a way to do it.
yeah, people don't seem to think that you need a good pit staff if you want to stay in it. Because you get off the field and there ain't no paint potted up. You're like, I hope this point that they're about to play goes a long time.
That's the truth, ain't it? Yeah,
Or wiping somebody off because God forbid you go back out there with the hit from the last game.
yeah. So I got to participate. I went to several of the NXLs this past season and helped out with Houston Heat in the pro field, in the pro pits. And honestly, that was such a good opportunity because I got to see how it was supposed to be ran, how like
Mm-hmm.
what you're supposed to actually do.
Right.
And it was really nice because just like you said, we had three people, podding and doing paint, and then you had two people getting guns and wiping people off and making sure all the hits were done. And the players got to actually focus on the conversation, and they got to
Mm-hmm.
come in off of a point and then discuss what happened and actually conversate with their coach. They didn't have to worry about, oh, I need two more pods or this and that, because you actually had the pit crew helping them while they're standing there. I mean,
Yeah.
we're putting pods in Sam Monville's back as he's, you know, talking with the coach, trying to figure out how to go back out there.
So, with that knowledge and how the first AXL went for AC Greenville, are you guys going to get a coach or like bring someone along for pit crew?
We're definitely looking for pit crew. We've talked about coaches, but I don't know if we will or not. There's some strong personalities on our team, and I don't know how well they would do with coaching. We're definitely, I wouldn't say we're against the idea, but I think it would have to be a collaborative effort on both the coach and the team's part. Definitely more on the team. They have to be willing to accept and want a coach before we just recruit and shove one down our throat. Because I've seen that with other teams where they get a really good coach who, I've even went to some of the scrimmages where I thought the coach was giving them really good feedback, but it seemed the team, didn't feel the same way. And so if the team
Hmm.
doesn't, really want to be coached, the coach can only do so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, if you're gonna, I'll just say this: if you're gonna pay a coach, or a coach is even gonna donate his time, if you accept that, you just need to shut up and listen to the coach. That's my personal opinion. That's how I feel about it. I've said it before, and
Yeah.
I'll say it again.
Yeah, I would
It
agree
didn't
that.
matter if it was Mark Henley or Blake. When they were coaching us, you just shut up and did what they said. And if you wanted to have a discussion, you did it in the pit after the point, but not arguing about what's going on to the field right then and there.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of the guys struggle is to let their ego go, because
Hmm.
this paintball brings a lot of egos into it, and not just the guns, but the actual people. Man,
Yeah.
it's just like you said, some of them have a hard time with just shutting up and listening. And
Hmm.
yeah, I think having
Well,
worked with Greg previously definitely warmed me up to ideas of having a in-person coach and a coach through the season. So I think I'd definitely be open to it.
okay. So talking about like ego and killing ego, to loop back to the one-on-one, like that format is rough. Like it shows the
I
good,
loved
the
it.
bad, and the ugly. You love it?
I loved it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, the whole day for the one-on-one, it was me against myself. Like the only reason I got second was because my own self. It was my own mistakes, my own getting in my head and making the wrong decisions. Felt that I easily could have took home first in that one. Shout out Gio and Bryson Deans. He won it. He took home the number one. But yeah, I got second in it. I could have done first, but it was a lot of my own mental game. So that's my next focus is getting my own head.
Yeah, you were pretty fired up in the semis. I know that. I
Oh yeah,
think
I was
I don't
I
know.
was
I
looking
don't
to
know
win.
if it was you and Nate. You guys were talking back and forth, but I remember you were fuck this or some shit cussing somebody, or it might have been yourself.
I don't know if it was Andrew. Andrew said something to me off the side, and I was like, Andrew, shut the fuck up, leave me alone.
And then I remember Nate telling you to get out of your own head.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
wasn't gonna
I
say
mean,
I wasn't gonna say a word to you. I was just like, I'm just gonna run the clock and see who wins. I'm just gonna stay over
yeah.
here.
I did real good till my fourth match with Bubba, and then I don't know. I just got in my own head on that one, and he whooped my ass. I give that dude credit. He beat me fair and square. And then after that, it was just trying to get my bearings back. Even on the semis, I was afraid I wasn't even going to make it into the final or like the last finals because I think Wyatt was 2-0 on me, and I had to come back, and I ended up finally coming back and got 3-2. So yeah, it was a struggle for the rest of it, but it was definitely all mental game for sure. But I absolutely love the format. I like the fact of not having any other teammates, and it was just a you versus the other person, and the only way you're gonna win is by doing the right thing.
Yeah, it's totally different than a normal just paintball match because it's like, do I go left? Do I go right? And it's so easy to, like you did, get in your own head. Like, fuck, I should have went left, but I went right. Or I should have
Yep.
went over the top. Do I move or do I not move? Like, you're so close to the other guy to begin with.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm trying to think how to phrase this. Like it's there, but it's not there. So had you take us up to Bubba? Like had you gone back and forth with some of those guys, or had you just ran through all of them?
So I'll say this: that was my first time ever doing one-on-one tournaments, and we almost never play one-on-ones in our practices. So I was excited to actually do one-on-ones. I
Okay.
mean, the only time I've done one-on-ones is when we got that way to when the points ended at a one-on-one. But we almost never do them. And I really think our team needs to start picking that back up. So I was super excited just to start. And after the first match with Eddie, and it was basically a bloodbath at the beginning. I mean, that man didn't stop for the first point, just running down the field and shooting me. I got welts all over my side from him. Nobody else fucked me up like he did. But yeah, I mean, after that first match, I was just eager to keep going. And then I think I was probably annoying the shit out of you, asking for anybody and
Yeah,
everybody.
you were asking for matches. I was like, dear God, there's a schedule, damn it.
I
Yeah,
felt the same way. I was like, you guys need to hurry the hell up so I can play. Like, get this shit over with already.
right.
Because
Yeah.
when
So
we set it up Saturday, and then me and Hunter played. What we played 5 points,
5 points. Yeah, that's all we had like time
but
for.
we both had to leave anyway, so it's kind of just like, let's hurry this up. And then I was like, yeah, y'all need to hurry this up so we can get on after. And then we talked about Saturday running the 2v2 on the same layout. That was like a whole different story. 2-on-2, just that close.
That was
I
fun.
can
I
imagine. Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's like tennis doubles, except no one had a cute skirt on.
No. You was kind of fucked though if your teammate got shot, then it was a 2-on-1 and what, 20 yards of field, if that.
Yeah, yeah. It's 40 wide by 80 long feet.
Yeah.
So
So
40 yards long, 20 yards wide. Yeah, it's just tiny, but it moves fast. So when Andy and I did it, we did 5 points. We both used about a hopper and maybe uh, a pod, like a little less
Yeah.
than that
Yeah.
for 5 points. How much were you shooting like per match? Do you remember?
I mean, some points it was like 10 paintballs.
Mm-hmm.
lost them.
And we lost him. We'll see if he jumps back in here. So Andy,
Technical timeout.
how did you think the day went from a co-host to, I say it's me and
I
you, but
I
it's
thought
really
I thought
like
it
all the
went
guys.
I thought it went pretty good. You just considering first event ever did, and just kind of, if we can dial it down a little better. Really what screwed us was the people not showing up that were. So how many
Mm-hmm.
times did you redo the schedule?
Like 5 times that morning, and then we thought we had it locked in, and then someone disappeared.
Yeah, like whoever that guy was, said, yeah, I'll sign up, and then immediately got in his car and left.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that kind of sucked. So next time it'll definitely be
Like do like a
us.
cutoff.
Yeah, like you got to sign up the night before or something. I
Yeah,
kind of like, I know we got to work it out with the field, but I like them paying in like $20 just to, I feel like if you pay for something, you're going to show up, right?
right. Or if
So
not, we at least got your money to put in the pod and give the field.
yeah, right. Like then someone gets a buy and like, but the thing with buys is like fun events like that. I don't want to buy. Like I want to play, right?
But then you like considering what we did, it was just like the local field guys.
Yeah.
Well, why did he get a buy? I should have got a buy. Type. I didn't
Hmm.
want to hear that because I was worried about that when we had, what would we have, 13 at first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he back?
He's coming back in.
Yes.
I brought my gear just in case, and I was ready to play.
Hmm.
Especially if we had the 13, I was like, well, hell, I'll be the 14.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Sorry about my connection.
make it nice and simple, right?
Even it
I guess
out.
like while we're letting Eric load back in here, we'll go over like the format we did, which we kind of went back and forth on, right? So,
Right.
but we settled on a 6-minute game clock, a race to
Which
3.
I wasn't sure if 6 minutes was going to be enough.
It was plenty of time, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I ran the clock. So I think the longest game went like 2 minutes and maybe 30 seconds, if that. And that was one game. Most of them a minute and it was over with. Most of the points lasted like 10 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, like 10 to 20 seconds was the
He's
standard.
gone again. Yeah,
He's gone again.
he's gone again.
So, what do you think about it was also like a little long, right? We had 16 dudes ultimately who played. So we did 2 brackets of 8, 4 games per player. Even with like the matches not going to time, and part of it was organization, right? Like when you're throwing together something like that quickly, it's hard to have a smooth casserole, let's say. But we had talked about like breaking it down to like 3 matches. What would you think about 3 matches race to 4?
I think if you just kind of did it more, because I think the biggest problem was a lot of these guys would play their point, and then, because it was split deck, they would come off and the other two guys would play, and then they would just stand there. And it was like,
Just
I'm about to
weren't
play.
locked in enough.
Oh, we're about to play. Yeah, oh, I need air, or I don't have any paint. And I'm like,
Hmm.
I mean, what are we doing here, buddy? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I think if we did more of the split deck and dialed it down to 1 minute in between, where you got a minute to get on the box. If you're not there, you're not there type stuff.
Hmm.
I think that'll get
Yeah.
guys. And maybe it was first event, so they really wasn't understanding it. And then, we do it again. They're like, all right, I know I come off. I got to be ready to get back on the box. And then
Yeah.
giving them that 1 minute is a little kick in the ass to, yeah, all right, I got to get there. Because you shouldn't run out of air. I mean, you got
No.
68-45 tank, and it's 10 to 15, 20-second points. What he said, we shot a hopper and a pod in 5
Yeah.
points. So he's back again.
He's back. Let's see if
The connection's terrible right now.
You need to hire an engineer, man.
Yeah. Well, you can only do so much in the middle of the desert. So
Where are you at right now? Mexico?
yeah, I'm in a town called Querétaro. It's like north of Mexico City. It's pretty big.
And you just came back from Canada, right?
Yeah, I do a lot of trips to Canada and Mexico.
World traveler.
The coolest one was South Africa. So I enjoyed South Africa for like 3 months. That was really cool.
Any paintball out there?
Yeah, there's people out there. I didn't get to play it, but there definitely is. They even have a team, I think, sponsored by Dye out there.
Interesting. Old Dave. So we were just
I wasn't gonna
explaining
say
the.
it.
I did. I did. Dave who? Who knows? I don't know what we're talking about. Um, That'll be a deep cut for someone one day. We were talking about the format. So what did you think about the format, and would you change anything about it?
I mean, if we were going to keep doing it on the weekend, like on a Saturday or something, then I think the
Hmm.
format was fine. However, if we were going to try to transition it to like a Friday afternoon, I think we would probably need to do like double elimination or something just to kind of keep the time
Yeah.
and keep up with the time. Because it did seem to take, like, what did it take? Like 4.5, almost 5 hours to get through 12 team or 12 people
16.
or however, 16, was it 16 people?
Yeah, it was 16. 8 and 8.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, I
But
mean, that'd
yeah,
be the
no.
only feedback I could give if you were trying to do it on a weekday. However, if you did it on a Saturday, I like being able to play the 4 matches. I think everybody out there probably enjoyed
Okay.
having their full 4 matches. I mean, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
Would
worried
you
about,
want
because I know like the hormesis is kind of you losing, you're going home. So like I would play Eric. Eric beats
Yeah.
me. I pack my shit up and go home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't like that either. I like the fact that, you got to play 4 matches all the way. Whether you win or lose,
Hmm.
you got to do all four. That was a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, and that was part of the, what Andy and I had talked about. Like we didn't want anyone to show up for this, lose 3-0 and have to go home for the day, because that would suck, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like give you the opportunity, especially in something like this, I mean, we had everyone from D6 guys to D4 guys out there.
Yeah.
So, and those D6 guys haven't played events yet, so they don't know, right? Outside
Right.
of,
Right.
I
Yeah.
think they've played our local like charity events, but that's it.
And I
So,
Yeah, I
mean,
was surprised.
correct
I
me if
was surprised. Some of those guys, like I've just seen at the field, and kind of was like, his kid sucks. But I was like, holy shit, there's some ballers out here.
yeah, some of them surprised me.
I forgot where I was going to go with it. But whatever.
Okay. But, I think it's Kevin said it that, like, just see everything from everyone out there. Like, you can't hide anything, right? You can't count on your teammate to get kills. You can't, it's going to show you your off the break shooting. It's going to show you your gunfighting skills and your decision making skills,
Yeah.
which are like,
So I remember when he's now. So correct me if I'm wrong, but like it seemed that you guys kind of separated the brackets a little on caliber of players because it seemed like a lot of other D6 guys were going up against the same D6 guys. It didn't seem like you had many D6 guys going up an experienced D4 player.
so that's really nice of you to say, but we did
I
not.
was
That was all the random generator.
I was
Wow.
wondering
Okay.
how you were gonna answer that.
I'm gonna be honest.
No.
So I mean, like, hey, this episode in general is for the local guys because it was the local event. But it's also like, hey, we did this thing, explaining to everyone out there how you can do it too, right? Like it's not that hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it did not seem like, like you said, just a little bit of organization, putting the field up and then getting people to sign up. I mean, I like the fact that, it was free and that we just got to, play one-on-ones with all the people locally.
Hmm.
Kind of like you said, figure out who's the better of the best at the local field versus having, teams from outside coming in and all this competition from regional areas and stuff. It was just like you said, just a local crew. I thought that was a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I highly encourage other parks to try to do the same thing and even try to keep it just do one that's a little more inclusive, just for people that are just at the park. I just felt like that
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. I truly enjoyed that event.
Yeah. I mean, it would be kind of fun to do like the guys that are there for renewals, like, hey, you guys want to step in and do like a double elimination thing real quick, just amongst yourselves. Like, after playing it, obviously, Andy and I didn't get to play the event, but we stuck around after the fact and played a lot. But after playing that format, like, I'm just a huge believer in that Hormesis style field. And I think every park should have like a dedicated field for it. Like it's super small, 14 bunkers at most, right? What, 8
Yeah,
plus 2 others? Yeah, 14, right? No, 10, 12. We used 12 bunkers. So,
yeah,
oh no, I forgot the little nipple
No,
things,
it was 12.
the
We had
cakes.
four Doritos, 4 Temples, 2 wedges, and 2 cakes.
Yeah, yeah, 2 cakes, yeah. Um, so like, it doesn't take a lot.
I like the fact that you can go out with there with just one person and you can have a blast. You don't need
Hmm.
8 people or 10 people. You don't have to organize all these people. It's just you and your buddy can go out there and you don't even need you can use a bag of paint, like just one
Hmm.
bag, and you can get several stems off just one bag. You can probably play for at least an hour
Yeah.
off just one bag. I mean, it was just a lot of fun that you could. It didn't take a lot of resources to do. It was very very small on resource wise.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, and like I think so after the event's done, which got done what, 2ish
Yeah, I
maybe.
say yeah, about 2-ish.
Um, you know, we stuck around. I can't tell you how many points I played. I can tell you it was a lot.
Yeah.
And I used not even half a case of pen. And I walked away from a guy who ran an event and got to play. Like I had my fill of playing at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah, I was pretty beat.
Yeah, the one thing I did enjoy about the finals that we were doing was that high pace. And it seemed like we were keeping a lot higher pace on the finals. So
hmm,
I couldn't catch my breath all the time. I couldn't go off the field or something. I had to stay on the field because it was, back to back to back. And I actually enjoyed
yeah.
that. I like being
Yeah,
pushed like that.
I kinda got annoyed with the whole just lollygagging around, and I was, like, ready to get on the field, so I started just giving y'all 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it, and honestly, it
Yeah.
felt great. It was enough time. I mean, as long as there was, you had air in your gun, paint really wasn't much of an issue. You only needed like 2 or 3 pods behind the box just for a whole match. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was really relatively easy to set up. But yeah, I think 30 seconds between each point was plenty of time.
Well, see, that's what when you dropped out, that's what I was talking about, maybe especially to cut the time, I'd say in half at least, do the split deck, but once it's over with, give you a minute. and then you got to be the next guy has to be on the box. Be more strict
Or
about it
you,
because we were pretty lenient on everything. I wasn't going to screw anybody. I was like, if I
yeah,
gave you
yeah, yeah.
30 seconds and you weren't on the box, like I would restart it.
Yeah, and there was one gentleman, his gun messed up on him at the beginning of the points, and he was like chronoing like what was it, like 340 or something crazy. And so like you guys ended up getting the
Yeah.
other match to go while he fixed his stuff,
Yeah,
versus being like, hey, you're just losing these
Mhm.
points because you're not ready.
right.
Yeah. Well, and you know, that's the benefit of doing like a fun event versus like money's on the line, right? Um,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, so I mean, even if there was like a small prize package, I feel like I would still do that because it's about the player experience and why someone might want the advantage that gives them. Like, I feel like you need to earn your wins and not be given them, right?
yeah, yeah.
And it sucks to be the dude with the broken gun that doesn't get to play and loses because the broken gun. So now I'm not going to give you
Yeah.
a gun during a point or anything, but I'm going to give you time to fix it.
Or if you
Or
call
if you
yourself
don't tag
out
out.
when you're not really hit,
Or, yeah,
or you
or if
don't
you
tag
call
up. Yeah.
yourself out.
I told him to
I
shut
just want to
up.
see you play more paintball,
He
Eric.
didn't
That's all
listen
I
to me.
really wanted.
I think
I was like, I
that
want
was when
one more
Eric started
point.
getting mad
One
and
more
cussing.
point. No, he had been cussing before
Yeah.
that. Don't lay that on my feet. No, this is wild buffaloes. I was trying to hit that thing. One more inning, man.
Yeah.
So would you want more points?
Yeah, I
Would you
was
want to
thinking
race to
next time.
4?
I
Or
mean,
you felt the 3 was good?
I mean, I thought 3 was definitely good. Even there was, I want to say most of my matches, several of my matches were like 2-2. So it wasn't like I was getting 3 and walking off people. I mean, most of my matches were like 2-2, and then it came down to that final point. So, I mean, I really felt like that worked out pretty well.
yeah, that's what I was wondering. How
Really,
do you do it more the 3, or do you do like a race to 5 or time limit, or do you do? Because I know it was mentioned too. Say you do 6-minute games, and then whoever has the most points from 6 minutes is up.
Yeah, I could see it either way. Because I mean, some points it felt like they carried on for, a solid minute, and then other points were like 6 seconds, right off the box,
Right.
you shoot them. So, I like having the limit of, you get 3 kills, or like you said, maybe it was 4 or 5, but you could also do the clock for those that try to eat the clock and get to a bunker and not move and try to just kill time. So you could do it either way.
think it's really hard to kill time in that format.
Yeah, you gotta basically lay down.
You got to get lost and not say a word. Don't shoot your
Which
gun or anything.
I saw some people do that. That surprised me. Like, 90% of us were coming off the box hot shooting, but some people came off the box and didn't shoot a single shot until they got to the second or
Yeah.
third bunker, and then shot 2
Yeah,
or 3 shots and won the game or won the
I was
match.
trying to. Some of the newer guys, I'm like trying to help them out. I'm like, you have to shoot your gun. Like this isn't, normal game where you tuck in that corner and it's like, hey, I just need you to stay alive. Like this isn't that. You got to be aggressive. Shoot your gun and move. Shoot, move, shoot, move.
Yeah, I coached the same thing to them. I was like, if you're not shooting your gun, nobody's going to shoot them out. They're going to shoot you. You don't have teammates to help you.
I seen a few guys like line up on the box to go run to the first bunker, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. They dove in just trying to get alive.
Yeah, I'm like, you got to shoot there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're diving in, you aren't seeing where the opponent's going, and you don't have pain in the air, so they can go anywhere.
Right.
Right. Yeah,
By the time you get
absolutely.
to your feet, he's probably halfway down the field by now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was the other thing that was interesting on the player side was like, if I got to one of the bunkers and I'm ripping my gun and the other player is not shooting back at me, if I don't know I have them pinned in that bunker for sure, my first thought is they're not there and that they're moving. And that's exactly what Bubba did to me several points was he got lost. He was hard as fuck to keep up with on that field. And so when he wasn't shooting at me, I knew he was moving.
Yeah, he's a sneaky
Yeah.
little shit. I know that.
He is very sneaky.
So those are old dogs. They bite. Gotta be careful.
Yeah. I mean, it still hurts because even when we got on the box at the first point, he was sitting there saying he didn't really, he was like, oh man, I don't want to play him. And I was like, oh, I'm not nothing. And then he freaking beats me. And I was like, what are you talking about?
he pushed you up high so he could push you off the ledge.
Yep, that's exactly what he did for sure.
Yeah, at one point I thought you were gonna have to like go back and face him again right away, and then I
Yeah,
realized
yeah.
we had some things in the system as ties that weren't ties, which reorganized it all. So
Yeah, and then playing Geo in the finals, that's always I feel like the hardest thing is I beat him in the prelims and then beating him in the finals. It's so difficult to beat the same team twice, and so the same
yeah,
player like that. That's what it was getting out of my own head and telling myself that it was going to be difficult like that. But he's a good baller, man. That kid knows how
hmm
to shoot. That's for sure. He shot me. There's one of the clips I got. I think he shot one or two balls, hit you right in the face
damn.
off the break. I mean, he's got his fundamentals down. His shots are locked in.
Yeah. Well, when I kind of looked and saw who was signed up, like I was betting on you and Gio making final appearances.
That's pretty much what I said too. Unless they didn't, they had to play each other in semis, but I was like, it'll probably be these two guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still want to give my shout outs to our friend Buddy. I mean, this is Buddy's first year playing, and we drug him into deep water on D4. And honestly, that kid's pretty good. He's a baller, man. He has the best attitude. I'll give him that. And when we played the AXL, he probably played more points than he should have. If we would have had a real coach, the coach would have probably identified it. Um, I mean, his attitude was just so good. He was such a positive person, always willing to go out there. Yep, yes, sir. I've got it. I'm ready. And so, I mean, he's always been a great to play with. And on the 1v, I mean, he tied with me. He did 3-1. So, I mean, the only
Mm-hmm.
reason he didn't make the finals was because I beat him in the prelims. Had I not beat him in
Yeah,
the
it went
prelims,
to
he'd have
head
been in
and
the
head.
finals. So, I mean, for him jumping out there as a new player, he's definitely got his shit together and he's moving up quick. Shout out, Buddy.
Yeah, and he comes from like a 3-gun or something. I think he was big into it before. So I think when you transition from a shooting sport, it can give you an advantage.
Yeah, I don't really know a lot of his history. I'd have to get his paintball start career. Where did he start at and what it got him into it? But yeah, he's picked it up pretty quick. He's been pretty great. And I mean, like I said, he would have went into the finals if it wasn't for me putting him out.
Anyone else like surprise you?
The kid Wyatt from Under Pressure, him being
Mm-hmm.
D6, he did really well. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
rock solid D6 player. So for him going into his first season, because I think the C3XL that's coming up is his first event, if I'm not mistaken. But however,
Yeah.
he did do one of the aces of spades, so he did have some experience. He went up to Palmetto previously on the 1v1, but he did really well. I mean, he made it all the way to fourth, and then I had to beat him out to get into the top positions. But he still did really well.
Yeah, he surprised me, but I think I've only seen that guy like 2 or 3 times. He surprised me, and then the referee, Caden,
Yeah, he did really well.
I've seen that guy 100 times, but I think I've only seen him play like twice, and it was kinda what I expected, but when he played in that one-on-one, I was like, "Okay, okay, I see it."
So he's been putting in the work on the low. He's been going up to the field during the week and working with Callie. And so he's got
Uh,
he's got this Greenville Growl player coaching and giving him some pointers. So yeah, he's doing really well.
yeah,
KJ's
it
definitely
shows
on
for
the
sure.
come up.
Yeah. Well, and we talked about you working with Greg. Like anytime you work with someone of high division and a high caliber player, and that it's like really work and it rubs off pretty quick and it can catapult you.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
plus time with the gun during the week is super important if you're going to get good quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, boys, we cruised past an hour, and I was like, this will be like a 30-minute one.
I
That's
didn't
all
even
right.
know we were doing it.
You gave the thumbs up.
Yeah, but nobody else said anything, so I was like, "Okay," and then I totally forgot about it until you texted me, and I was like, "Shit, I gotta hurry up and get home."
That's all right. Eric carried the first half.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Eric,
appreciate you having me
shout
on
out
here.
who you want to shout out. Thanks. Yeah,
I'd like
overdue.
yeah, for sure. I'd like to give a shout out to AC Greenville. I'd like to give a shout out to Paintball Central. I've been working and communicating with Tyler out of Greensboro. He's been working with us. Things have been going pretty well. on the right track, starting to gain momentum in the right direction. So that's going good. Upstate Paintball, I can't forget those guys, and everybody else that just shows up on Saturdays and Sundays to play. Planet Paintball podcast. If you're listening, this is this one right here. And but yeah, I mean, it's just I appreciate everybody giving me the opportunity to be there and have fun and participate.
Andy, you can shout out people too.
I'm good. Shout out everybody. Andy's Taco Shop.
I'll throw
Absolute
one more.
carnage.
I'll throw one last in there is my boy Nate. Can't forget Nate, and my friend Andrew. Andrew's fucking always there with us no matter what we do.
Yeah, I figured both of them would have signed up, especially Nate. I'm like, I figured Nate would have been all over this. What happened?
I think Nate is looking as maybe he wants more competition. I don't know. I was kind of pushing him to play either. And I think Andrew was just a little nervous, maybe, because him being such a back player, he's a little nervous on these layouts, and he's a little physically disabled, so he's not the quickest of person. Yeah, I don't know. Nate just I don't know why he didn't show the interest, but I kind of wish he would have. He always talks that big dog talk, and I'd like to see how that big dog walks. But I
Figured
mean,
he's gonna be
see,
the first one to sign up.
I mean, he still does great on the field, but yeah, I was really hoping he'd have done the 1v1 too. Maybe on the next one, I'll talk enough shit and they'll play me.
There we go. Next one, I'm trying to get in on it. I don't know how we're gonna work that out, but we're gonna work that out.
Hey, I thought the same thing. We'll figure something out.
But thank you both for jumping on and doing like a quick one. And you guys got to hang out. Everyone else, we'll see you next time on the Planet Paintball podcast.
Yeah, sorry about the connection issues.
Thanks for tuning in to the Planet Paintball podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Whether you're out there grinding in the divisional pits or chasing dreams on the pro stage, remember, it's all about the passion, the hustle, and the love for the sport. Until next time, keep grinding, keep growing, and we'll see you back here on the Planet Paintball podcast